What is your goal with fitness? So ego aside, like what is your actual goal with fitness? For a lot of you guys, it'll be to do longevity. Now, you wouldn't just want muscle by itself. So if you just had muscle and you lack mobility, you're less agile, you'll lose your speed, then you wouldn't really risk that, would you? I mean, some of you would, but to me, that comes across that's just ego getting involved, pretty much. Now, ego aside, just think about purpose and just logic. Which one would you prefer? Pure muscle with all those downsides, or you still have muscle still a byproduct, but you'd be main focus would be on speed, agility, and stay mobile. That way you can have longevity. You can be in the game for the long run. When you're in your 70 years old, 80, 90, you can still be somewhat capable of doing exercise and moving around. Now, these guys that just go to the gym, just focus purely on muscle, this shit makes no sense at all. I don't know why they do that. Especially when they lift heavy weights, it just risks long term injuries compared to if you were to do something with body weights. But I'm not saying not to lift weights at all. I'm saying the best thing now, this isn't backed by science or studies or whatever, just what seems natural to me. The best way is to do compound lifts. That's just natural. That's what you usually do in nature. You wouldn't isolate a single muscle just to focus on it just for growth. Each muscle group would work to help the other muscle group. Your whole body's working in perfect harmony, pretty much. Your whole body's in sync. Now, for that reason, if I were to lift weights, since I don't right now, I would do compound movements. So it's more so, I guess, like CrossFit. There's loads of people that do compound movements right now, especially CrossFit, and they lift more than actual people that isolate their muscle just to gain muscle. I mean, there's loads of people now that do CrossFit and they can literally lift more than people that just isolate the muscle group. So they pretty much focus on bodybuilding. They do look bigger, focusing on bodybuilding, but they don't have near enough strength as the person that was doing cross-lifting or just using compound movements. This is a different style of video, so I'm just going off the dome, no notes, and I really couldn't be bothered to set up the camera, so I'm just doing it like this. It's a short video anyway, so the main purpose, I'll say compound, so multiple muscle groups rather than one, so everything's working in sync and it's harmonized, instead of just doing a single muscle group. Just pretty much replicate what nature does, what we've been doing for centuries, for a very long time. I'm sure there would be clear benefits and results if there was a study that was actually done on both, a proper study. Now, if you ask me, the main purpose for a guy, for a man, is to be athletic rather than just muscle build. So being an athlete, muscle comes as a byproduct. But just focusing on bodybuilding, it's just purely size. It's not even strength. It's pure mass. It's like when you buy chicken, it's just filled with water or air. That's pretty much it. And once you heat it up, it just loses and shrinks. That's pretty much what bodybuilding is to me. It's just loads of mass with pretty much empty mass, nothing inside, just air. That's how I see it anyways. So to summarize and keep this video short, focus on longevity and train like an athlete. So you're agile, you're mobile, and you gain speed, which I think is one of the most important ones. Speed and strength, rather than just muscle mass, which doesn't even equate to strength of itself. That's proof if you just look at powerlifters and bodybuilders. Powerlifters look much smaller and they can also lift much more than bodybuilders. Let me know what you think as well, or if it's just me that thinks like this. As a side note, there's literally bodybuilders that get tired within 2 minutes of running. They can't even sprint. They can't even run at long distance. Well, not even long distance, just mid distance at intense speed. Now, to me, that literally doesn't make any sense. That's not using the body's full capacity. I can bet that a lot of these bodybuilders that are in a relationship, I can guarantee you the woman probably runs faster than them and they can run longer. So they got more stamina, more speed as well. And just agile and mobile, pretty much better than them in every way when men have the advantage biologically.